Hello, wonderful traders. Dadas here from the Dadas Trading Room and Dadas Trading System, Dadas Trading Workshop on Patreon.com. So, today, Monday, what happened? Well, if anybody was watching the opening of the market, then, well, of the week, basically, that's what I'm talking about. Then you saw the situation will happen on the DAX 30 index. That's, that's the index of 30 biggest companies in Germany. That's my favorite instrument to trade because of volatility. Basically, I'm not talking about the type of volatility that was going on today, but and during the last well 2 weeks at least, because normally the volatility is smaller, but sufficient enough to make the amount of pips, the amount of pips that I'm aiming for. Now, the market opened with a big gap, over 500 pips gap, which still wasn't so bad because if we look at the Dow Jones index, well, it opened with a gap of almost 1,000 pips, over 990, because basically we see the daily charts here. I think so. This is somewhere right here is the close price of for Friday, and this is the open price right there of today. So over 950 pips. Over 950 pips. That was the gap. So basically, I don't know if anybody was expecting that or not. Anyways, I got an SMS today informing me in the morning that CME, so the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, has withheld, withheld quotings on the on the Dow Jones, on the S&P 500, and on the Nasdaq. The situation must have been pretty bad. Well, we can see that right there, because if we switch over to even M15, okay, and let's go to the beginning. Yeah, you see what happened here. Basically, there were the market started moving more regularly right there, but right here it wasn't practically moving at all. Okay, now anyway, I wasn't trading that. I was trading the DAX index. In the morning, it was pretty volatile. When I came to my computer, I saw that the ATR on the M15 was like 136 pips. Pretty wild, yeah. Anyways, I've decided to go along with my method and my new, let's say, improvement of the method of the moments where I'm going to from yeah going I'm gonna try to get into the market. Anyways, this trade didn't work out exactly as I had planned, because basically I was supposed to get in the closest to the close price of the previous candle as possible. Anyway, this trade worked out pretty well. It got trailed stop in the regular way with a regular, let's say, with a regular slippage, right? Well, uh, let's say that this type of slippage is pretty common, because I'm supposed to get 5.5 pips and I get 5.39 pips. Well, that's pretty often. That happens pretty often. Now, we'll analyze those trades in a while on the Discord, where I posted the screenshots. Now we see right here that right here I was able to get in at a pretty nice moment, right? Uh, Practically at the level of the open price of this candle. But we can also see here that the market took me out. Well, the slippage was much bigger than right there, you know, pretty much bigger than right there. And yeah, that was like the first information is something just not so nice. But then I had another trade right there, and this trade was pretty nice because it also went along with my new idea to get in as close as possible to the close of the previous candle, which here I did, and another trade that was trail stopped, and the slippage was a bit bigger than on the first trade. Okay, so let's look at those trades on the Discord server right now. Mm, so first of all, this is the first one. So as you can see, the candle was already, yeah, you can see that I've also decided to plot M5 candles in the background of the Renko charts because, yeah, and also plot the close prices, right? So of the previous candle. So the close price of the previous candle was right there, and I saw this price action right here, and the ETP SSF and the FIR. And I decided to get in right there from because perhaps I thought that that would be the close price. I messed up something. I don't know. Anyways, this trade was alright. Like I said, it got trailed stop where it's supposed to, and it got stopped out on the wick here. There's a wick. Maybe it's not visible well enough. Later on, I changed the color of those candles so that the wicks would be visible better. Okay, so yeah, that was a pretty good trade. The second trade was theoretically it was even better. I mean, the entry point was much closer and even better than the close price of the previous candle, and already are basically on the open price of this candle. And even though the price moved back a little bit, but then it went down, and it went down again, right? So the break even, the trading stop didn't get triggered on this move, but it got triggered on this move. Now you see where if you look closely, there is this little red line over there, which is the stop loss that trailed down, right? And you see where the market closed the order. So it means that there was a big slippage right there. It was a pretty violent movement. You know? Now, as far as the third trade, well, this one again, I waited out. I waited out this. This was a very nice one because we have a very nice setup of our ETP SSF and the yellow FIR right filter. So and then yeah, so it's like a typical double top, right? And then the price start moving down. I got in. The price, yeah, made a quick movement. The trail stop got trailed and got taken out with some slippage. Yeah. So that was the let's say my first noon session. Let's call it right. A pre-noon, noon, a little bit afternoon session, and then I wasn't trading anymore. I figured out that the market is pretty wild, and I don't really want to risk too much. Then I had to go out, right, and then I came back. I watched the market. I said, "Oh, that's crazy," because the market was going crazy. Still, it ended up with 84 pips volatility on on the M15, so ATR and the M15, and like 43 pips on the M5. So that's that's pretty bad, big. Anyways, despite the fact that that the volatility was big, watching the Renko, watching how the price behaved here on the Renko chart, we see that there was a lot of those quick movements without wicks, right? So when the price moves like this, for example, like here, when a price moves like this movement is almost immediate. It simply draws all of them at once. Also right here. So basically, these kind of movements, they look very nice on the Renko charts, but in practice, they are one of the most dangerous places to take to trade because the volatility is so strong. And why is the volatility so strong? Because there is practically lack of liquidity. There is very little liquidity. That's why we get all those slippages, right? On movements like these. So, and yeah, and you see, like right here, right there. So the market becomes more and more difficult. First of all, it's difficult to jump in, right? Because the price, let's say, stops for a moment and then suddenly jumps out. So when it stops, you don't really know what's gonna happen, right? If it's gonna go, which direction it's gonna go. So basically, mm, in this kind of market, it's not like they sometimes show you on those instructional videos. It's bullshit. Sure, I mean, when markets are slow and there is normal liquidity, then there is no problem. So, yeah. So what did I do later on? Well, I think I got bored. I decided that I would trade some. Yeah, we can't see those trades right there. I decided that I would trade some more, only with a minimum lot. So here is one situation. Now, on this situation, I was kind of counting on some continuation of the upwards movement, even though it wasn't on the first after the first candle, right? It wasn't after the first candle. So I measured it out more or less near the close of this of the previous candle, even though, well, it wasn't pretty good. I mean, it should have been measured right there, but I was looking for a candle that would fit my conditions, and basically all of the other candles were too far, because basically I would have to make measurement either on this candle or on that candle, and that candle is further away than this one, but this one was the closest to the well, I could have measured it on the previous one, really. Yeah, I could have measured it on the previous one. I didn't see that. Anyways, I was looking at these trend lines, right? If I had jumped in right there, I would have gotten my trailing stop, right? I would have at least gotten my trailing stop or my 5.5 pips. The only problem is whether the market would have closed it right there or given me a slippage. Anyways, I wouldn't get because you see that in this situation, I got in this situation. I got in. The thing that I did wrong here is that I got in when the price was going down, not when the price was going up. Now the market hesitated a bit right there, but it didn't, it just hesitated, but it didn't make any pullbacks. And then it suddenly, just in one quick move, went down, and it took out my stop loss, and even because the stop loss was on the red line, so I got a slippage right there. Anyway, because this was a minimum lot, then I wasn't really not a big not a big loss, right? And then I went in again on the same premises that we have a bearish candle. I was able to make a nice measurement right there, and when the price was going down, I got in. And now you can see here very clearly that my stop loss had been trailed properly, right? The stop loss had been trailed properly, but the movement backwards was so violent that instead of getting my profit, I got a very small loss, 1.3 pips loss, where I should have gotten around 5 pips profit. So yeah, the slippage here is, I said, oh shit. Basically, because the market basically did the whole movement in one move. I mean, after hesitating a bit, boom. It was just one strike, yeah, like this. So I thought, well, it's not nice, yeah. Uh, like you see here, I said, oh shit, that's bad, yeah. And anyways, I tried it. I tried again. You see that it's on the actually it's on the same candle. It's on the same 5-minute candle. I mean, uh, at the very opening of the next 5-minute candle. So after the market did this strike, it started going back down again, and it turned around with the trend. So I decided to jump in on the move. Now again, jump in on the move, and again I got my trailing stop properly right there, and the market took me out with a slippage. Now this slippage, I can't really say. Yeah. I mean, there's probably a wick that we don't see right there because the color of the wick is the same as that background of the candle. Yeah, I changed that later. I modified the color of the candles so that we could see better. Yeah. Yeah, but again, my comment was bad slippage. So due to this, I decided to stop trading for today because I mean, I said if the market is behaving in this way, then I'd better, I'd better stop trading because hell knows what's going to happen, right? So I did. I stopped trading. You see, those trades are right there. So basically, mm, mm, perhaps this entry wasn't so good because it should have been closer to my to the close price. But we already saw that was practically well. I had one opportunity to get in like that, but I missed it. I decided to get in on the third move, and the third move, well, unfortunately, took me out. Also, here are those two trades, the other two trades, and we can see very clearly where the stop losses had been trailed to, and we can see we already saw what the market did. Well, yeah, the situation is very strange. Um, you know, like the stock markets seem to be selling out. Well, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I think that's all. That's all we can say for now. We have to watch the markets carefully. What's gonna happen tomorrow and all this week? Yeah, perhaps listen to some news, but just don't panic. because basically people are panicking here. I don't know why, but they are panicking. Okay. Anyways, that's it for today's for the daily recap. Please like and please subscribe on my YouTube channel if you already haven't. But anyways, please like, and if you want to hate, please hate, but hate twice. Just don't hesitate. Hate twice. Okay. Yeah. Mm, okay. Yeah, so that's it for today. Please also join my Discord server. Link is below, and also for anybody who wants to have more benefits, because I normally I stream live, yeah, and I stream live practically all the day. But if you want to have more benefits and be able to see what's happening in my special channel, right? You need to become my Patreon, my patron on patreon.com. The link is also below. Thank you very much for today. See you tomorrow. Bye.